The Adventures of Mr. and Mrs. North, starring Alice Frost and Joseph Curtin, and brought to you by
Woodbury, 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 for the skin you love to touch.
Jerry and Pamela North, those lovable, laughable salvers of mysteries, are in the Gypsy Cavern, a bizarre cellar hideaway in Greenwich Village. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's no telling when they'll get out because Pam is having her palm read by Madame Zora.
Yes. It is all quite clear.
What's clear, Madame Zora?
Probably that you need your nails done, Pam.
What do you see, Madame Zora?
Much is revealed here. Your life is exciting. Interesting things are going to happen soon.
Yes?
I see a man. Dark, swarthy man coming into your life.
What's his name?
That I cannot tell. But soon, quite soon, he will cross your path.
Jerry, isn't that wonderful?
Not for my money. I don't like dark, swarthy men coming into my wife's life.
Oh, Jerry, are you jealous?
Not jealous, just cautious now. But first, let's see what sort of a gent he turns out to be.
Oh, yes. Can you tell us, Madame Zora?
I can tell no more. That is all for today.
But, Madame Zora...
Please, excuse me.
Certainly.
Just when it was getting interesting.
She certainly puts on a swell act for $5. I think you believe every word she told you, Pam.
Of course I don't, silly. Look, Jerry, there's somebody who apparently does believe Madame Zora.
Who?
That man, at the table in the back of the room.
When did he come in? I thought the place was deserted.
You know, Jerry, he looks very familiar.
Ah, the dark, swarthy man, perhaps.
No, Smarty. It looks like Grover Fairchild.
I'll say it does at that. But the candles on these tables don't give much light.
Now, what would a big banker like that be doing in a place like this, Jerry? And at this time of day?
Well, he's evidently consulting Madame Zora.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Mr. Fairchild wouldn't believe a fortune teller. Why, he owns 5 banks, doesn't he?
I think it's 6, and a couple of railroads thrown in.
But he is having his fortune told, Jerry. There's no doubt of it.
Come to think of it, there are lots of big men who believe in seers and fortune tellers.
But a man like Grover Fairchild...
Now, Pam, dear, you believed what Madame Zora told you.
Oh, I did not. Besides, I'm different. I'm a woman.
That's the perfect defense.
Well, I don't own 6 banks, do I? And if I want to believe Madame Zora, I can, without risking the money of a lot of poor depositors.
That's right, dear. All you risk is my $5.
Jerry, do you know Mr. Fairchild well enough to speak to?
Why?
I want you to ask him if he really believes in fortune tellers.
Oh, don't be silly, Pam.
Come on, Jerry. Madame Zora just let you see.
All right. Oh, here, darling, don't forget your gloves.
Oh, thanks. If it isn't Grover Fairchild, what are you going to say?
What's Fairchild all right?
Jerry, he looks strange sitting there.
Hmm.
He hasn't taken his eyes off that candle for...
Shh. They'll hear you, Pam. How do you do, Mr. Fairchild?
Jerry, there's something the matter with him.
Mr. Fairchild. Good Lord.
Jerry, don't touch him. Oh, Jerry!
He's dead.
We'll rejoin Mr. and Mrs. North in just a moment. But first, ladies, a question. Why spend your money on expensive beauty creams when it's been proved that Woodbury Cold Cream gives as fine or even finer beauty results than the costlier cream? More than 1,000 women tried leading creams, including Woodbury, and some of the most expensive brands you could find in any Fifth Avenue store. Now, the creams were all in unlabeled jars, just alike, so the women couldn't know which was which. But a majority found Woodbury Cold Cream best. Yes, you can't give your skin better beauty care than with Woodbury Cold Cream, no matter what you pay. And here's why. Its makers have been experts in skin care for more than 60 years. And they've put into Woodbury not just 1, but 4 special softening and smoothing ingredients. Also, there's an exclusive element in Woodbury acting constantly to keep the cream in the jar absolutely pure. No other cream at any price has this safeguard against germs which may cause blemishes. And just think, you can try this remarkable Woodbury cold cream for a mere 10 cents. Or get the big economy jar. It has 10 times as much cream for just 75 cents. If, after using Woodbury cold cream just 7 days, your skin isn't softer and smoother, definitely lovelier, return that jar to Woodbury at Cincinnati, Ohio, and we'll send you twice what you paid. That's Woodbury. Now, you'll save so much by changing from your expensive cream to Woodbury that you can buy more war stamps. Yes, you'll be lovelier and richer. Start tonight with Woodbury cold cream. And now, back to Mr. and Mrs. North.
As soon as we discovered he was dead, Bill, we called you.
All right, Jerry. Hey, Mullins.
Yeah, Lute?
See if you can get some light in this cabin. I can't see my hand in front of my face with these candles.
Okay, Lute.
You know what I think,
We
Bill?
haven't time to think, Pam. We've got to find facts. Say, Doc, how are you coming?
Jerry, you listen to me.
Of course, darling. How did it happen?
It was the fortune teller, Madame Zora. She told Mr. Fairchild something terrible was going to happen, and the poor man died of a heart attack.
But let's wait for the doctor's verdict.
All right, Doc. I'll have the body taken down to your laboratory, and then you can get the complete story.
What was it, Bill?
Slight case of murder. Fairchild was gassed.
What?
Gas?
Yes. The medical examiner doesn't know exactly what kind of gas. Some chlorine compound, he thinks.
Oh.
But it finished off Fairchild.
I knew it. It's that fortune teller, Bill.
Who?
Madame Zora. She was sitting at the table with Mr. Fairchild just before we found him dead.
Where is she?
Gosh, I forgot all about her in the excitement. I haven't seen her around since.
Well, we'll have to find her and question her. First, I'd like to get a few things straight. When you first saw Fairchild at this table, he was alive.
Yes, at first we weren't sure it was he. The room was so gloomy.
We were sitting way in the front, Bill.
Mm-hmm. And this fortune teller, Madam, what's her name?
Madame Zora.
She was sitting with him.
Oh, pardon me, but may I come in, please?
I'm sorry, mister, you can't come in. This place is closed to business.
I'm not a customer. I've come to get Mr. Fairchild.
You what?
I'm Mr. Fairchild's private secretary, and I... Oh, Mr. Fairchild.
Just a minute.
What's wrong? What's the matter with Mr. Fairchild?
He's dead.
Great heavens.
I don't think I caught your name.
I'm Bruce Harvey. I drove here with the chauffeur to pick Mr. Fairchild up. He has a board meeting at 3:45.
Well, you can't make it.
How did this happen?
I think we'd better ask the questions, Mr. Harvey.
Are you the police?
Lieutenant Wagon, homicide.
Then it's murder.
That we're going to find out. What was Mr. Fairchild doing in a place like this?
Why, he always came here. Every Friday at 3 in the afternoon to consult Madame Zora.
You mean he had his fortune told every Friday?
Well, I wouldn't say it was exactly fortune-telling. Mr. Fairchild had great confidence in Madame Zora's predictions. She gave him business advice.
Just a minute, Mr. Harvey. You mean to say Grover Fairchild ran his banking business on the tips he got from this Madame Zora?
It would seem improbable to anyone who didn't know Mr. Fairchild, but he was, shall we say, intrigued by prophecies and the occult.
How many people knew about Mr. Fairchild's fascination for the mystic?
Well, he made no secret of it. In fact, he has tried to influence many of his business associates to follow Madame Zora's advice.
Fine way to run a bank.
Lieutenant, I shall have to make a report on this to the members of the board. Could you please tell me a little more?
Well, I'm pretty busy. Perhaps Mr. North will tell you what he knows.
I'd be glad to.
Got to find that fortune.
Perhaps I'd better write this down, Mr. North. Let me see. It's now 3:35.
What a strange-looking watch, Mr. Harvey.
Hmm? This? Oh, yes. It's an old French make, an antique.
It's beautiful. Does it ring bells?
No, but I have several that do.
Oh.
Do you collect watches?
Yes. I have one of the largest collections of old clocks and watches in the country. Now, if I could trouble you for a few details.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. Only, Jerry, can you hurry? We should be going.
Huh?
Could you tell me the approximate time Mr. Fairchild died?
Well, it was about 15 or 20 minutes ago.
That would be around 3:15. I'll just note that down.
Well, there's not much more I can tell you.
Jerry, we must go.
Pam, we can't walk out in the middle of things.
Jerry, it's very important.
Now, you're the one who found the body, Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Harvey, would you please excuse us? My husband and I have a very important engagement.
Why, certainly, of course.
And there's really nothing more we can tell you.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Harvey.
Goodbye, Mr. Harvey.
Yes, goodbye.
Pam, what have you got stewing around in that head of yours?
I'll tell you in the taxi, Jerry.
Oh, we're taking a taxi, are we?
Yes, darling. We're going to the elite fashion shop on Fifth Avenue.
All right, now what's all this mysterious business?
Jerry, look at this piece of paper I found on the floor of the Gypsy Cavern.
What?
It was right near Mr. Fairchild's table. It's a typewritten message, and Madame Zora must have dropped it when she left Mr. Fairchild.
How do you know?
Read it, Jerry.
Here's your money. Tell Fairchild to sell all his shares of Hartford Rail and Traction.
You see what that means, Jerry?
I certainly do. Somebody's been paying Madame Zora to influence Fairchild.
And that means she knows something about the murder, too.
Offhand, I'd say she did it. Bill Wygant will have a job getting his hands on her, all right. Nobody knows where she lives.
Well, don't worry. We'll find her.
We will. How?
Oh, here's the fashion shop. Stop here, please, driver. Oh, I hope Mr. Damier's in. He's always so nice to me.
This is a fine time to be buying clothes, Pam.
Come along, darling. Pay the driver.
Oh, Mrs. North. And Mr. North, what a pleasant surprise.
Good afternoon, Mr. Damier.
Oh, I'm so happy you dropped in. Our latest creation, the hat of your dreams, it's just been delivered by our finest designer. And Mrs. North, you are positively the only person in all New York I'd allow to wear it. It was made for you.
Really? Oh, Jerry, isn't it lucky we came?
I shall have it brought out. Mademoiselle Goldberg, fetch the new creation, the turban model. The one I said was only for Mrs. North. When you see it, Mrs. North, you'll fall in love, but instantly.
Oh.
Pam, you came for something else, didn't you?
Oh, yes, Jerry, but there's no harm in looking at the hat now that we're here.
Oh, did you have something else in your mind?
Oh, yes, Mr. Damier. Do you remember that dress, the dark blue with the little silver half moons? There was a lovely bracelet with half moons that went with it.
Oh, of course.
You sold it to Madame Zora, didn't you?
Yes, the last 3 days ago. You know, if you'd only told me, Mrs.
Oh,
North.
I didn't want to buy it. But when I saw Madame Zora wearing it, I knew she got it from you.
It is a most striking outfit.
Oh, it's terribly smart. Tell me, did you deliver the dress to Madame Zora?
Yes, I believe we did.
Well, then you know where she lives. I wonder if you could give me her address.
Well, certainly. It's right here in my book.
Isn't it wonderful, Jerry?
You're wonderful, Pam.
Yes, here we are. Apartment 18C, 640 East 68th Street.
Good. Come on, Pam.
All right, Jerry.
Oh, but Mrs. North, the hat. Oh, here is Mademoiselle Goldberg with it now.
Oh, Jerry. Isn't it adorable?
That? Oh, Pam.
Here's the apartment, Jerry. 18C.
Spent trying on that hat. She could be in. Now, come on, dear.
Well, it's a pretty expensive apartment for a fortune teller.
Well, when you have customers like Grover Fairchild, you can always get along. She must have made plenty in stock deals.
This must lead to the living room, Jerry.
Pam, what is it?
Madame Zora.
Good Lord.
Is she dead, Jerry?
She's been shot.
Oh, Jerry. You were right. If I hadn't stopped to try on that hat, we
Now,
might have
Pam,
saved
dear, it would have happened anyway. She probably came right up here from the Gypsy Cavern, and her murderer was waiting for her.
Do you honestly think so?
Yes, dear. Now, don't disturb anything. I'm going to telephone Bill Wygant. Let's see. We've got to find the number of that tea room.
There's a phone book on the table. I'll find it, Jerry.
Oh, don't move anything. There may be clues.
I won't, dear. Oh, Jerry, here's her personal phone book with a lot of numbers.
Oh, never mind that, darling. Find the Gypsy
Well,
Cavern.
it might be in this. Wait a minute. Yes, here it is. The Gypsy Cavern. AR57942.
Okay. AR5.
Oh, Jerry, there are
Seven.
lots of numbers.
Oh, just a minute, Pam. 4, 2.
Hello.
Oh, Mullins. This is Gerald North. Is Lieutenant Wygant there?
No, he ain't. He went up to Mr. Fairchild's house to have a talk with Mrs. Fairchild.
Where's that, Mullins?
78 and a half Park Avenue. The loot went up about 20 minutes ago.
All right, we'll go over there. Mullins,
Yes?
call the medical examiner, will you? We've got another body for you.
What?
Madame Zora. She's at 640 East 68th, apartment 18C.
Oh, I might have known it. Anything Mrs. North gets mixed up in turns out to be a four-star case. I call headquarters.
So long, Mullins.
Jerry, look what I found in the back of this address book.
What is it?
This number, without any name opposite it.